Hi, this is Wishop with your first ever weekend reading. I just decided to split them up. I think about the week and the weekend is a little bit different, and so I wanted to do a separate reading. Anyway, hope you had a great week so far. I have to say that some of the strange conflict coming from potentially untrustworthy people in positions of power, that has come to pass. I mean, at least for me and some people I know. So if it came to pass for you, hopefully you kept your wits about you and sort of kept grounded and centered in yourself and dealt with it beautifully. So for the weekend, what we've got, I pulled these three cards from the major arcana as dealing with the trigrams. Let's actually go over here and do this. Okay, here's the I Ching trigrams and hexagrams. So for Sunday, I got Earth, and for Saturday, I got Thunder. So Earth is a cups water type energy, very yin. Thunder is more yang, sword energy. And together they make 24, the hexagram 24, returning, which is actually incredibly beautiful. So let me read you a little bit about that because I thought this was wonderful. Just like we're seeing cards that have something to do with this time of year and the push from winter to spring, this is actually what it says in my I Ching workbook by R.L. Wing, which I really like. The improving situation will continue to develop at its own pace. This promising turn for the better is certain, and as natural as the change from a still cold winter to the early anticipation of spring. And like the seasons, the cycles in life cannot be hastened. Conserve your energies instead. You'll need them to cope with the inevitable complexities that arrive with new phases. Contemplate and adjust your relationship to this new phase in order to afford yourself a comfortable position. This is a time when groups of like-minded individuals can come together and work toward a common goal. Success is indicated because the progress of these individuals is unhampered, both in the external world and in their innermost motivations. So we were talking a little bit last week, or I was talking, maybe you were listening, about finding your tribe, and how the sort of feeling of desperation to find your tribe can maybe lead you to accept situations that otherwise wouldn't feel good, and the need to sort of preserve your own integrity because your tribe is coming. Anyway, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Let me get back on these cards. So if I pull the major arcana cards that really have to do with 2 and 4, which is 6, which is going to be the lovers. But because of the individual dice I threw, I also got double 3s, which is the empress, in this case the green woman, and double 1s, which is the shaman. And this really tells the story again. We have the most yang kind of heaven energy with the shaman coming to combine with the most earthy yin energy of the empress, and then together it brings forth the lovers, this manifestation of the two bound together beautifully. And this is really sort of the alchemical wedding, the sacred marriage of earth and heaven. And in fact, this trigram is called, let's see, I'm going to read this, the apparent pattern of the intelligence of heaven and earth, which is lovely. So here's a little bit from the Tao itself, just because as we were talking about that sort of King of Cups that we had in the other reading, and how that person might not be so trustworthy, and that could be a problem. I want to read you because it was crazy to me, the 24 from the Tao Te Ching. He who stands on tiptoe is not steady. He who strides cannot maintain the pace. He who makes a show is not enlightened. He who is self-righteous is not respected. He who boasts achieves nothing. He who brags will not endure. According to followers of the Tao, these are extra food and unnecessary luggage. They do not bring happiness. Therefore, followers of the Tao avoid them. So that's really that energy again. So you may be like going into this weekend still dealing with the energy of whatever that situation was or whoever that person was. with this arrogant, boastful energy, and you don't need it because there's a beautiful divine happening that's just going on like springtime. You know, the little birdies don't ask you if they should lay their eggs. They just do it. It's happening. So your happening it's on its way. It's flowing naturally and organically, the meeting of heaven and earth to do something wonderful. So just try to relax. I know it's very difficult, especially if you're in a tough situation or coming out of a tough situation and your new situation isn't clear yet. It can be difficult to be patient with that, but look for little signs of progress. Look for little things to take joy in so that you don't feel desperate. And make sure you're taking good care of yourself. There's an emphasis on conservation, and the Empress has an emphasis on health. So just make sure you're taking good care of yourself so that when the energies rise, when the sap rises, you're ready to take advantage of the opportunities. So here are cards. I pulled one for Saturday, for Sunday, and then kind of a bonus card. These are again from the Wildwood Tarot, which is fabulous. I love it. And it has very wintry imagery in a lot of it, so I think it really fits this time of year, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. And then I pulled one from the Reflections Tarot. So let us see what Saturday is. I'm a flipper. Ooh, Ace of Arrows, the breath of life, upside down. So this would correspond to the Ace of Swords, and it's upside down, which tells us not the time to dash out and start a new initiative, and maybe not the time even to have important conversations. And of course, Mercury is still retrograde, so that makes sense. That communications for new things, putting together a new plan, dashing forward, this maybe is not the time. And usually reverse can mean something like a little delay. It doesn't necessarily mean no, it means a delay. We had the Ace of Swords upright in a previous reading a couple weeks ago. So that sort of indicates that the idea, you've had the idea, but it's maybe not ready to bring it out to the world. And you know what? That is just completely reinforcing what today's I Ching and what the earlier week's reading had to say. So I think this is fine. You've got a divine gift, a divine idea. Just nurture it close to you for the moment. So here's Sunday. Oh, and I should also point out, this is the Ace of Swords, and thunder is a very sword energy. So there may be some rumbling and some activity on Saturday, and it's kind of okay if you want to kick up your heels, but be careful about communications. Try not to have serious communications about serious plans over the weekend, because it might be a little bit premature. So here's Sunday. Let's see what we've got. Four of Bows, celebration. How fabulous. Okay, so this would be, in the traditional tarot, the Four of Wands. And actually, you know what? Let me bring these closer so you can see them. Okay, is this going to focus for you? Please focus. Okay. See how beautiful that is? That's with the, I think it's called the Uffington White Horse, the chalk horse that's on the side of a mountain in the UK. So it's pretty cool. And that horse looks a lot to me like a dragon anyway. So it's a very wise dragony energy. And when we talk about the breath of life, I think of the dragon's fire, and the creative fire. Anyway, I just wanted you to see, because these are really gorgeous cards. So here is the Four of Bows, celebration. Let me see if I can get it in the camera. Okay, so everybody's dancing around the fire and socializing and having a good old time. And this would typically be the Four of Wands, which is also a very celebratory card. So the fact that this is in reverse sort of tells you, okay, kick up your heels a little, but don't go crazy. Don't be tempted to overindulgence, because you can maybe undo some of your good works if you get a little bit over your skis. So have a good time, but not too good a time, if you know what I'm saying. So here's our general advice card for the weekend. Okay, King of Chalices in reverse. Oh my God. Okay, so what were we talking about? And I'll turn this way so you can see it. Okay, this is the typical King of Cups, right? This is the King of Cups in the Reflections deck. And here he is in reverse, just like he was for the week. This energy, and I have to tell you, I have flipped this card in other decks as well. This energy remains. So I thought that we were sort of still dealing with it. Well, we're definitely still dealing with it. This King of Cups in reverse could be a person who's not as trustworthy as he should be, not a good confidant, a person who maybe has their own agenda, so they're giving to you in terms of advice or help, is not open-hearted. Normally the King of Cups is someone who can be trusted to be gentle with your feelings. This King of Cups in reverse may not be. So if we've still got the King of Cups energy hovering around and you haven't seen it yet, keep your eyes out. And I hate to be I don't like to be giving this kind of information, but I still have King of Cups energy around me, so maybe that's why this is coming up. And if it's not coming up for you, then cool, go out and have some fun. Not crazy, like end up on parole kind of fun, but fun. Good fun with good people. You know, the other thing this is, because this is very much sort of a celebration, like among your folks, don't wait. If you need to find your tribe to have a good time, don't wait for that, because you may be feeling a little bit like a mismatch at the moment. And so if they're all like, come on, join the gang, and you're not really feeling it, that's okay. It's completely okay, because it's just the phase you're in. You know, you're going all cocoony so that you've got a butterfly hatching, and that's great. So, you know, be sweet to yourself, and you know, don't take any wooden nickels, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I think that's it. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And I think if you keep your eyes, honestly, kind of inward on where you're going and all the great stuff, because this is not ordinary stuff that's happening. I'm not like, oh, keep to yourself because you have like a cool, mediocre kind of idea. It's like, no. Be gentle and careful with what you have, because you have something great that's brewing, something special, something out of the ordinary for you, something out of the ordinary for your life. That's what's coming, and it's really worth the maintenance and care that you give yourself to make sure that it comes through. So with that, have a wonderful weekend and rock on with your bad selves, and talk to you later. Bye.